Here is what you are about to watch in 3 sentences. A manager needs an answer that requires a piece of software nobody has built. An AI agent builds that software and ships it through the same production pipeline every other service here goes through. Signed, scanned, deployed. Then the manager, who does not write code, assembles her own agent to use it by typing 1 sentence. Everything is running on a real cluster, and every number you will see is real. This is Morgan. She manages order operations, and this is her Monday. 2,000 rows exported out of a system she does not control and cannot change. Order ID, customer, product, amount, status, the date it was ordered, the date it last moved. Look at how much of it there is. This is what she is handed, and none of it is an answer. So every Monday, she builds this by hand. 156 orders last week, $187,285 in revenue once the canceled and returned ones come out, and 73 orders stuck, sitting in processing more than 7 days with nobody watching. Those 3 numbers are the whole job. Remember them and look at the formula bar. That is a handwritten countifs across 2,000 rows. 45 minutes every week, and it breaks whenever the export changes. The obvious fix is a small service that answers those 3 questions. It does not exist. To get one, she opens a ticket with the platform team, and it joins a backlog a quarter long because it is a small job for a team that has bigger ones. That gap between data that exists and answers that do not is what the next 10 minutes closes, and it closes without a developer being assigned. So, here's what she does instead. She opens an issue in the team's tracker, the same repository, the same issue list the engineers use. Nothing special. Look at what she wrote. Orders and revenue for the last 7 days, excluding canceled and returned. Stuck means more than 7 days in processing. Top products over 30 days. That is not a specification written by an engineer. It is a manager describing her own job in her own words. And the only thing that has changed is who reads it. Her issue does not go to a person, it goes to this. What you are looking at is the operations console. The same OpenShift console this team runs the rest of the platform from. And this page is every governed agent on the cluster, grouped into the team it works on. For each one, you can see that it is running, which model it thinks with, which namespace it lives in, and which gateway its traffic flows through. To operations, an agent is a workload managed like any other, and this one is the Konflux Service Developer. Read its description. It picks up build issues from the tracker and ships production microservices through the pipeline, using its own governed GitHub tools. Not a script, not a chatbot, staff. And here's the same agent again in the developer catalog, because an agent here is a first-class thing you can find, inspect, and own. Scroll down and it declares everything it carries, its knowledge bases, the skills it runs, and the governed tools it is allowed to call. Remember this page. In about 10 minutes, Morgan creates an agent of her own in 1 sentence, and it turns up right alongside this one. Last night, that agent picked up Morgan's issue. Nothing in this act was done by a human, and none of it happened on camera. The build takes about 13 minutes, so it ran overnight, and this is what it left behind. Here is the agent reporting its own work on the issue itself. It names the repository it created, the commit, the build result, and a stalkort, and then it closed the issue. That is the loop closing on the same object it opened. A manager states a need, and the thing that answers it comes back and signs off on the same ticket. Nobody chased this, nobody assigned it. This repository did not exist yesterday. The agent created it, wrote the service, and pushed everything in one commit. Application code, deployment manifests, the pipeline definition, and the tests. Now look at who the author is. The agent created this as itself. It never held a GitHub token. The credential is injected at a gateway on the way out, so the agent can act without ever possessing the secret. That is what makes this auditable rather than alarming. That push fired our real production pipeline. And this is it. Clone, prefetch, build. Then look at that fan out. Every one of those is a gate the image has to clear before it is allowed out. Vulnerability scanning, malware scanning, 4 kinds of static analysis. My favorite is that one. The Unicode check, which catches invisible characters used to smuggle code past a human reviewer. An AI agent wrote this service, and it went through every single one of them. There is no lighter path for machine-written code. Same paved road, same gates, same evidence at the end. The service exists, but Morgan is not going to call an API. She needs something that does her Monday for her. This is how you create an agent here. 1 page, 1 question. What will it do? There is no list of tools to pick from, no knowledge bases to select, no YAML. That is deliberate, and in a moment, you will see why it can afford to ask so little. She describes the job the way she would describe it to a new hire. No keywords, no product names. Now watch. The platform reads that sentence, searches a live catalog of everything available on this cluster, and works out what this agent needs. That is a real model call happening now, so it takes a moment. It selected a bundle called Supply Chain Ops. Open it and look at what is inside. The weekly ops report skill, the procedure for producing exactly this report, and the ops metrics tools, belonging to the service that agent built 10 minutes ago. It also drafted her agent's name, its role, and its instructions. She typed 1 sentence, and the platform assembled a working agent out of a real catalog, including a capability that did not exist yesterday. Nothing on this screen was a drop-down. Creating it does real work, a Git repository for her agent's configuration, an Argo application to deploy it, a chat channel for her to talk to it, and a registration so it can reach the governed tools. All of that from 1 sentence and 1 button. And because her agent founded a brand new team, the platform is also bringing up that team's own runtime right now. Watch the operations view. This takes a minute or 2, honestly, because real infrastructure is starting. And then a team appears on this page that did not exist when this demo began. And while that checklist was finishing, the platform was doing the rest. The repository, the deployment, the channel, the governed wiring. Look at the operations view now. There is a team on this page that did not exist when this demo began, and running inside it is Morgan's agent. Suggest did not just compose an agent from the catalog, it decided no existing crew did this work, founded one, and brought up its runtime. That is the platform making a staffing decision. Here is her agent in its own channel, and here is her Monday in 1 sentence. $156, $187,285, 73. The same 3 numbers Morgan spent her Monday morning building by hand, and note how she got them. Her agent did not call a database or an API directly. It went through the governed gateway where every one of those tool calls is authenticated, rate limited, and logged. Put them side by side. Her agent ran her skill, called the tools the other agent built through the governed gateway, and came back in seconds. This is not a mock, and it is not a recording. Same data, same arithmetic. The spreadsheet is retired. So, a manager's missing endpoint got built, signed, attested, deployed, and governed by an agent on the production paved road, and then a non-developer assembled the agent that uses it by describing her job in 1 sentence. Software factory and agent platform, one loop on OpenShift, and everything you just watched also runs as our integration test in cluster on a schedule, asserting these exact numbers. It is running today and it holds up all the way down. Bring me in and I will go as deep as you want.